Well, welcome back. I'm going to now go over some homework to help support you as you venture on tonight, continuing to work on models. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out our homework, and this is lesson 7.4, pages 151. Now tonight you're supposed to be working on the evens, so I'm going to demonstrate a model to you using the odds. They have already done two models with you, and I'm just going to review what they've already done, and we'll use that sort of as our comparison. So the very first thing they did is they have 1/4 times 2/3. So they took and they lowered their sides. This became 2/3. And as you can see, it's divided in thirds. I have 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. And they shaded 2 going down. So I'm going to put a little arrow there that reminds me that I'm going down on my shades. 1/3, 2/3 shaded. Now on the other side, they have 1/4. So I'm going to put 1/4. And you can see that they divide it into fours. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put a little arrow that reminds me that when I'm doing this side, I'm going across. We've done that before when we've done area models before, that we kind of go across and multiply in an area model. So it's sort of the same concept. So again, I've divided this into fours, and now I'm going to shade 1 across. They stop shading here in class. We go all the way across. It really doesn't matter. What we are looking for is the overlapping parts. So this part is not going to overlap. So it really doesn't matter if we have it marked in here or not. But visually, it's easier for students if they go all the way across and see, okay, I did that 1/4. And this part is the overlapping pieces. So there are 2 pieces that overlap. And now my model is divided into a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 2 shaded divided by 12 pieces total. I'm not going to get into the pie graph because we're not going to really cover it in here so much. It is important, however, we have not covered it enough yet to hit on it tonight. So let's go ahead and look at number 3 again. You're going to be doing 2, 4, 6, 8, and I'm going to model number 3 for you since that's not a part of your homework. Now, one of the things we did before when we were multiplying by the whole numbers, we said, well, however many whole there is, that's how many rectangular models we need. So if I was multiplying 5 times 1/2, well, then I would need 5 models. Here, I don't have a whole number, which means that whatever I'm shading is going to be less than 1 whole. So since it's less than 1 whole, I'm only going to be needing one rectangular model. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to draw my rectangular model, and it's not perfect, and that's what I tell them all the time. It doesn't need to be perfect. I don't need to spend 10 minutes with a ruler trying to make it perfect. I just need to understand the concept. So I'm going to label this side 4/5, and I'm going to go ahead and put an arrow that reminds me that I'm going to be doing that side down. So when we've done fractions before and we've talked about how they relate to division, we always said this means divided by. That fraction bar means divided by. So in this case, I'm going to divide this model by 5. So I'm going to draw 4 lines to divide it into fifths. And I always just do some lines quick to see if it's going to be about approximate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you notice that my marks were a little different because I noticed that I needed to adjust them. So now I have it divided into fifths, and I am going to shade 4 of them going down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can do this with colored pencils, 2 different colors. I happen to have put mine away, so I don't have them with me right now. But since I don't, I'm just doing light shades so that I can see where the overlap is. Now I'm going to go to the other number, 1/2. And I'm going to label it on the other side. And again, since I'm splitting this side in half, I'm going to draw an arrow that shows it's going across. So again, this means divided by 2, so I'm going to have to divide this by 2 going across. So I'll just draw 1 line to show 2 pieces. So here is 1/2 of the model, and there's the other half of the model. So I've divided it now into half. Now the top part is telling me that I want to shade 1 of the halves. So I'm going to shade 1 of the halves going all the way across. And again, now I'm going to look for the part that overlapped. Well, I can see this part here is a little bit darker than the rest because it was shaded going down here and going across here. So there are overlapping parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping parts. You know what? I love my colored pencils. It's okay. We love to review. So we're just going to kind of rehash to make sure that we understand it. And I get to choose some pretty colors. Let's see. Oh, this color is gorgeous. I love pink. It's my signature color. So there you go. That's a little entertainment for you. You're welcome. And how about blue? Pink and blue go so nicely together. It's not a Tiffany blue, but it's a blue, so it'll do. All right, so again, going down, I divide it into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to shade 4 out of the 5 sections. So I'm going to shade that one. That will be 2, 3, 4. I'm going to shade those 4 going down. So there's 1 section shaded, 2 sections shaded, 3, and 4. So I've shaded 4/5 of my model. Then I took it and divided it in half. 1 half, 2 halves, and now I'm going to shade 1, whoops, other color. I'm going to shade 1 out of those 2, and so I shaded going across, boom, 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 and the overlap is going to be the parts that have pink and blue. So that is this part. And so now I'm going to count. Well, how many do I have that are overlapped? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 overlapped. Divided by how many pieces did I divide my model into? I divided it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I divide it into tenths. So my answer is 4/10. However, I also know that there has got to be a smaller equivalent expression that I could make, or a smaller equivalent fraction that I could make. So what I noticed is that 4 and 10 are even numbers, which means they can both be divided by 2. So I'm going to divide my numerator and my denominator both by 2 to create an equivalent fraction. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So either of these answers are acceptable. However, before we get to the end of the school year and get ready to transition on to middle school, here is where I would like to see all of our friends get. What I also tell them in class is that once I've got this model and I've got my answer, I want to check it, and so we also can do it standard algorithm by multiplying our numerators. 4 times 1 is 4, which I had, and 5 times 2 is 10. Don't confuse this with addition or subtraction. Addition and subtraction, you have to have like denominators in order to join them together. But here I'm not joining them. I'm looking for a piece of another part, so I don't have to have it. I'm just going to multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators. I wish you all the best of luck on your homework tonight. Keep studying and do your best.